Bloomz allows you to create student accounts. With student accounts on Bloomz, students are able to sign into Bloomz using the website or phone app. They can receive notifications from Bloomz straight to their email, text messages, push notifications, or even through automated calls. Through Bloomz, students can stay up to date on class and school announcements and deadlines. They can directly message their teachers, and students can stay organized and involved using the calendar and sign-up tools. Today we will be walking through how to activate student accounts on Clever, take a look at the student experience of getting started on Clever, and discuss some best practices for starting Bloomz with your students. Only Bloomz for Schools premium users are able to create student accounts with Clever. Teachers using the free app or Teacher Premium will still be able to use Clever as a teacher, but the students will not have access to this feature. If you are a Bloomz for Schools premium user, your school or district administrator has already synced Clever and Bloomz together, so as a teacher, you will not need to do anything to activate student accounts. Now it is time to walk through the student experience of starting on Bloomz. The students should have received an email notification regarding their accounts being created by an administrator. Students can click on the Join key in this email to start. They can also download the Bloomz app on a mobile device or go directly to bloomz.com and click Sign In. Students will then select to sign in with Clever. They will input their Clever credentials. This will create an easy single sign-on experience with no need to have separate usernames and passwords in Bloomz. Now that students are officially into their Bloomz accounts, here are a few tips for you to support them using Bloomz for the first time. There are 3 places where you can most successfully help students use Bloomz. First, there are several tools and settings in Bloomz to help support student communication and community. Second, it is important to spend some time with the students guiding them on the account and how and when to use it. And third, a few tips about making sure students are regularly engaging in Bloomz. There are several tools and settings that can help with student communication and use in the app. First, click into the class and click the Settings icon. Select Edit Settings. On the General tab, there is an option to toggle on or off student communication. This will allow or not allow students to message directly with each other. If on, you will have oversight into all these messages under Student Message Threads. Under the Permissions tab, there are student permissions that relate directly to using the portfolio in Bloomz. You can turn on or off these student commenting and sharing options. If you are not using the portfolio, click No on Allow Students to Submit Portfolios to remove this option from their account so they don't get confused. In order to get your students started out strongly, take a few minutes at the beginning of using Bloomz to walk students through getting started. Use Bloomz's resources and slide deck to guide students through registering, activating their accounts through email addresses, and using the app. Show students how to click into their profile icon and add a profile picture. Also, students can click account settings and notifications to even add a phone number. This will make sure that students can receive text messages and automated voice calls. Also, talk through notification settings and how students can change these. It is also important to talk with students about how they will be using the app. Show how they will view posts and announcements and how to message on the app, and how to appropriately respond if they have viewed or read a post with a reply message. If you are using behavior to track points and positive choices, you can show students how they can see this feedback by clicking their profile and the Behavior tab. If you're using activities, you can show them how to click on the notifications icon, or they can click on the assignment feed in the class to view and submit assignments. If students are uploading media or documents to their portfolio, show students how they can click the plus icon and add these items to their portfolio. They can also review portfolio items by clicking their profile and clicking the Portfolio tab. In order to increase student engagement on the app, as a teacher, lead by example. Make sure to post all of your important information announcements on Bloomz. Add at least 1 to 2 posts or announcements to the class a week. Make sure that you include some posts that are important information for the school or for the class, and one that praises students or highlights individual students for their work or choices. If students have questions, encourage them to message you directly through the app and respond here as well. Lastly, make it a point to send sporadic notes of encouragement and praise to individual students, as this will not only motivate students to engage in Bloomz, but also in your class. To best fit them. The Portfolio tab.